When getting married, there was going to be so much to go into dating. And so what works for both of us? Discuss what you hope to achieve on date night.
That was great.
When getting married, there was going to be so much to go into dating. But there is, as you get older, as more kids come along, because then you have to think about the logistics of dating, which goes into arranging childcare.
Yeah.
So this is another section. So there's 3 things on the logistics. 1, arrange childcare. 2 is consider timing. And 3 is being flexible. Because we talked about this a little bit earlier. There's a difference between somebody offering you something better to do than dating your spouse.
Yeah.
But being flexible that you're sick, right? Being flexible that an emergency comes up. No, we can't go to the hospital. It's our date night.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, get up off the couch. I know you've been throwing up all night. It's our date night. You know what I mean? Like, same thing with a kid, being flexible, even when the point of your babysitter calls off, they can't show up anymore. That goes back to what we just talked about when you do a home date, you know? So when it comes to arranging the childcare, you have to plan ahead, right? You're calling the mom, you know, not the mom, the grandma, you know, like a babysitter that you have, whatever it is, you got to make sure that you are planning ahead. They know the date, they know the time. If it's a teenager, are they being dropped off by their parents? Are you picking all the stuff that goes with it, right?
Yeah.
I say this because, again, as guys, sometimes we're like, oh yeah, I talked to the babysitter. They know Friday. Okay, but do they know the time? Do they know the location? Do they know how many kids? Do they even know how much they're going to get paid?
Right.
So these things that we have to talk about. Considering, again, the timing. And so what works for both of us? Because that's a conversation. We had to make sure that Fridays are what worked best for us. And that's what we used to do Friday nights. But then when did that turn into family movie night?
I don't know.
Yeah. So we just adjusted.
Probably when the kids started going to school.
Yeah.
Because then it was like,
Probably.
I mean, they had to be in bed because I homeschooled for a while, and then they actually started going to school and they had to get up early, and so
Yeah. So we just adjusted.
Yeah.
Again, going to the next one about being flexible. We had it planned. We were going to be on Fridays. We had babysitters, all the stuff. We'd be flexible and just shift. So those are logistics.
Yeah.
Logistics are going to happen.
they have to happen.
They have to happen for it to be able to happen. All right, let's keep going.
Communication and reflection.
So we have 3 parts for this, for communication. 1, set intentions. Like, discuss what you hope to achieve on date night.
Yeah.
Is it just something like we've gone on dates where we've just got massages and we don't even talk to each other?
That was great.
And we make sure, well, that makes me feel bad.
Well, not talking to you. I meant the massage.
And Krissy is definitely like, when it comes to massage, she doesn't want the masseuse. Are they called masseuses?
Yeah.
Masseuses? Misogynist? No.
Not misogynist.
That's something completely else. Not even talking to her. She's like, I want silence. She's told me this. Listen, guys, I want to let you know, my wife. She's told me she doesn't even like me being in the same room because she said, I can hear you actually.
Yeah, I didn't want you next to me.
That's what she said.
Like in the room next to
in
me.
the room next to her. She's like, I can hear you in the room next to me.
Moaning and groaning about your deep tissue. Like, don't.
Because I get a deep tissue.
Shut
like,
up.
Because I have knots. I'm like, get in there deep, work it out. Like, it to me, this isn't really something that's like just, ooh, feels good. I'm like, no.
Relaxation.
Yeah, it's not relaxation. It's like, do some work, make me feel better. So I feel better for the next 10 days, not the next 10 minutes. See how I preach right there? Because you're just like, oh, make me feel good for right now.
First of all, it's an hour.
Anyways, my wife doesn't even like me being in the same building when I'm getting a massage. No,
No.
she doesn't. So, but we have our last massage. We were in the same room together, and I tried to be quiet. Reflect together. After you go on a date, spend a few minutes reflecting on your experience. What did you enjoy? What could be better next time? Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing. Like, do we want to do this again?
I hated this restaurant.
Exactly.
Let's not come back here.
Exactly. Or we both loved it. Or I loved it and you hated it. I don't want to be selfish and I show up again and thinking, I loved it so much, I bet she did. Same thing with whether it's a movie, whether it's an outing, whether, anything.
Bowling.
Stop bringing up bowling. Nobody likes bowling. Be open-minded. So again, when communicating, you have to be open-minded. Like what Krissy just brought up about bowling. I'm not open-minded, I guess, because my answer's already no. If you want to go bowling that bad, I took you and the kids bowling. What was that? Was that spring break? Winter break? Christmas break? It was a while ago. We went one time. I was like, gosh, I'm spending too much money on this stupid game.